Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Voice of Fan Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have Professor Flowers and 100% RC with us tonight. Fellas, what's happening?
Like a rejuvenated man. Football season is here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I know a lot of people on social media, man. They've been going crazy over this first week college football and everything. We had NFL, guys. NFL Thursday and Friday. I forgot all about Friday. RC remind me today. That's crazy.
NFL ain't gonna skip missing a dollar, man.
Man, right. They said I heard that NFL hadn't played a Friday night game opening like this since 1979. So why now?
The legislator, they made it a law. They didn't want the NFL to intervene with high school football on Fridays. But of course, the NFL finds a loophole. They say, "Hey, let's take it over to Brazil on Friday."
All right. Hey, when there's a way, where's a will, there's a way, right?
I mean, honestly, I really don't get the legislative point making that rule years ago. You know, people is either, if somebody's son is playing, they're gonna go watch their son before they watch a game on TV. So I don't think the NFL. I mean, I think they could play games on Friday. I don't think it would hurt, the bottom line of high school games.
Right, because last year when my son playing, he played on Thursday night. My Saints were playing Thursday night. So guess what I did?
Pull out your phone.
Yep, I was at my son's game, watching his game, watching the Saints game. Going, you can do both. You know what I'm saying? They got a ton of streaming services, so
it's the world we live in now.
Right, man. Like we don't carry the junk in our pocket now. We can take it anywhere. So, man, how much college football did y'all watch? I know I watched a couple of games slated Saturday. Watched USC and LSU.
That was good.
You hear any bets? Any parlays?
Vandy messed me up Saturday, and my props, I was like one or two guys off, but it's not because I picked wrong. As far as me picking, it's just the depth is probably what got me on my player props, because trying to figure out who's splitting carries, this and that. That's what week one to me is more like in college. NFL will do better this week because we know who's gonna get the snaps and this and that. But in college, it's kind of difficult, especially when you get these teams, playing these teams that aren't good. So you don't know such as gonna get their completions or their pass attempts or their carries. So
right. I showed didn't know, so I went over all the quarterbacks for the in the top 25 teams. I bet on Notre Dame quarterback and LSU and USC quarterback. They both went over their possessions, so I just took all.
I got all the USC and LSU skill players right, except LSU was splitting carries between four different backs. So one of the backs that I picked, I think I needed him to get 12 carries, and he only had like 10. So that cost me money.
Man, always stuff like that. Randy, what's up, man? He's in the chat. He said NFL should be on Sunday, Monday, Thursday for Thanksgiving, and Saturday for the last week of the regular season.
Pretty much is.
I mean, Yeah, NFL's king. So Boston College, man, they come out and beat Florida State 28-13. Jalen Ramsey even tweeted, he said, "This is embarrassing for real." Flowers, what were your initial reaction to this game?
Whatever Georgia did to Florida State, it still stinks on them. When I look at Florida State, and I actually watched some of that game last night, man, Boston College didn't do nothing but line up and run straight at Florida State, and they couldn't handle it. And then DJU, Ugumalele, I don't want to butcher his name. He's terrible. And I hate to get on here and call quarterbacks terrible, but the offense looks like a shell of itself. I don't know where the backup is they had in when Jordan Travis got hurt last year, but he commanded the offense
you understand
than DJU did.
Wow. So yeah, that's why I saw too that Boston College, Flowers, I think you mentioned the running game. And so they basically did what Georgia Tech was doing to them last week, was running the ball down their throats. And we saw Florida State couldn't hold the trenches, and Boston College took advantage of them. So the game was out of hand. When you can't control the trenches, you're gonna lose that game either way. RC, Florida State.
I'm going the other
the
way
coaches or the players.
I'm going the other way because I understand that college football don't have, for one, college football is now like the NFL without a governing body. So basically what that means is, one, DJU played at Clemson, then he went to Oregon State, now he's at Florida State. You know, it's part of the National Football League to play in 3 different offenses, 3 different systems. Familiarity with that position, you know, chemistry with your teammates, knowing the location, knowing who you are, that matters at that position. So he's getting some bad advice from somebody. What I mean by they don't have a governing body, they just going for the bag versus what really fits me as an athlete or as a player. College football don't have a preseason. So reason why I think Florida State will be okay and Norvell will get it together, they played 2 conference games back to back. Those teams know them. And then if you watch Michigan, Oregon, and Ohio State, they all struggle against smaller schools that weren't on their level. Michigan struggled with Fresno State, took them to the 4th quarter before they was able to pull away because they had a new offensive line. Oregon at times looked like they were sleepwalking against Idaho, and then they pulled it out late. And then Ohio State started out with Akron like we started out in the NCAA game. They couldn't move the ball on them, and they struggled. Like, I just feel like, to me, without a preseason in football, you're going to have these type of games. It's just Florida State schedule. They play 2 conference games. I don't think they're just really good. I don't think they're really bad. They got 42 players out of the transfer portal. Guys, you got 3,500 players in the transfer portal. How many of you think really good? A lot of these guys is transferring. They're transferring for a reason. Quinton, what's his name? Quinton Junkins. I'm butchering his first name. He left Ole Miss as a starter to go be a backup at Ohio State. He's not starting. Was split carries. He was the man at Ole Miss.
It was some stuff at Ole Miss though with him.
Say it again.
I said there was some stuff going on at Ole Miss with him. That's why he left.
Yeah, so there's no loyalty from the coaches or the players, but every year it's a turnover. It's kind of like going out getting free agents and bringing them to your team. They got to get acclimated. Well, guess what? Florida State got 42 free agents. And so they got to find the chemistry. And right out the gate, you playing 2 conference games. And so it looks a lot worse than what it is. I don't believe in DJU, but I don't believe in Florida State. They won't win a national championship, but they're not dead. They'll be fine. They'll figure it out.
All right, RC, you got to look at your eyes, man. You can tell they'll get manhandled. What do you expect them when they handle a powerhouse? They were getting manhandled in trenches, though.
That's kind of like, think about the Saints bringing in 42 free agents. Think about the Colts bringing in 10 new defensive linemen, 10 new defensive players. Think about the 49ers bringing in 5 new. It's like all the rookies we drafted are not going to play.
I gotta intervene.
But they shouldn't. Go ahead.
I blame Florida State because, first of all, you have a great program, and you were coming off a season to where you should have been in the playoffs if it wasn't for Jordan Travis getting his leg broke. So I understand they lost some talent to the NFL draft, but they also brought back a good bit of offensive players. And would it be in a blue blood like that, I would think they would develop. And I understand the transfer portal is pivotal in this, but if you're letting your players leave and you're bringing in different players that are not familiar with the program, I kind of got to blame the program for that. These programs need to understand it's cool to go dibble and dabble in the transfer portal, but when you're like RC saying, you're bringing 42 players in, those players are not acclimated, and you really don't know what you got until you get on the field. And I just feel like with them playing 2 conference games and the way they've been pushed around, Florida State is not for real. It's like they're just lost. It's like I said, ever since Georgia thumped them 62-3, they haven't been the same. So it doesn't look like the same Florida State team we seen last year that bullied those people. Now, like I said, I understand that they had a lot of great players last year, but still, there's a lot of talent down there.
If you saw Michigan get pushed around by Fresno State,
I watched it.
Yeah, five new offensive linemen. Fresno was not scared of Michigan. It's like, hey, listen, we're gonna try to keep it close. We'll beat you in the end. I just feel like college football, Georgia's able to do it because Kirby's done it long. He's able to corral that. I think I texted in the group where a guy transferred from Tulane to Florida, when it used to be like the guy from Florida who gets in trouble or ain't getting a lot of player time, he transferred from Florida to Tulane. That's the era. That's what we had in college football now. You got a lot of guys who, when they don't want to compete. DJU did not want to compete at Clemson with Cade Copeland. He didn't want to compete. Went to Oregon State, played well, but he's in Oregon State. We're not watching him. You're up too late trying to watch him. But at Florida State, he also don't have Trey Benson and Keon Coleman either. He don't have the Wilson kid either. All those guys are gone. So I think you have to take in consideration of that as well. He should have thought about that. He should have said, you know what, let me look. I need skilled players to throw to. And so Florida State fans and Florida fans, after 2 weeks or after a week, want to throw your whole season away. You just started the season out. I just think Norvell is a good enough coach that at some point they're going to make somebody else in that conference, realize we still Florida State. Now, are they Florida State of old? They'll never be that. That's why Nick Saban got out of it as well, because he didn't want to go through that either. Every year, not only am I trying to recruit and develop, I'm trying to babysit players to get them to stay here. So it's a different time.
It sure is. RC, you touched on Michigan. They beat Fresno State 30-10. So what was going on in that game from what you saw?
They just, that goes back to what I'm saying. You played on the defensive line, so you was engaged with offensive line. Both sides, the trenches of the game. You bring in 5 new offensive linemen, and you're trying to, without a preseason, without really like an NFL style preseason, or you having what they call those joint practices where you can kind of gauge what you have. And Fresno State was that. Michigan's problem also is they bringing in a lot of new players as well. But defensively, they're going to be fine. Offensively, they're going to struggle. They don't have a quarterback. One guy is a walk-on, and the other guy is uber talented, big old guy, but he can't hit the bright side of a barn. Like Orgy, they got him way overrated on that football game. I've seen him. They give him what you call a safe pass, and he rolled out to the right and he threw the ball in the damn dirt. And I said, you need to be playing fullback, running back, tight end. You're not a quarterback. So Michigan will not repeat, because at some point Fresno did it. They loaded the box and said, beat me with the pass. And I don't think they have a quarterback that can do that on their roster at this point in time. They will get it. They have a freshman that can probably do it, but not just with them. Like I said, Ohio State and Oregon, it was just like they were sleepwalking, or either the parity within college football has us looking at the game different, because everybody got good players.
I agree with your Oregon and Michigan take, because like I said, Dylan Gabriel, brand new quarterback, he's trying to get acclimated. Offensive line is brand new. Y'all got a new quarterback. I get that. But the two differences in that, both of those defenses were able to help the offenses. Yes. What the hell is Florida State doing? And this is nothing against Coach Norvell, because he is a hell of a coach. Anytime you can come from somewhere like Memphis, bring that program up and do what he's done at Florida State, I'm not blaming him, but it's just a tale of two tales with the transfer portal. Either it's going to give you a good hand or it's going to give you a bad hand.
Yeah.
Got the bad, right, early.
Do you believe this too? I was reading somewhere where how a kid did with Auburn and Alabama. He like decommitted, recommitted like 3 times. Like it's like the month. You know what I'm hearing is they finna get general managers to corral the NIL for each program. It's a mess, man. I'll be real with you. There's players I don't really know that's on Michigan. Like they got guys on their team from Western Carolina. They got a guy from Maryland. It's like they just there for a year or two, and then you got to redo the process. You got to look for some more players. So it's crazy right now, man.
Who to blame?
So, what you say, Flower?
I said, you know who to blame, right? you blame the NCAA for this, man.
Oh, yeah.
They're too greedy, man.
They should have played it. They should have paid the players. They should put some type of payment plan.
The NCAA could still be ruling king today if they just allowed the smallest things, as far as somebody buying somebody a $20 meal. Hey, if somebody want to tattoo me for an autograph, why not? They tried to politics so heavy with things to keep it one-sided their way. Now, you know, the shit just the wild, wild west. Because, I mean, you got to go back to when the ruling came out, when the Supreme Court said that the NCAA was running business, the way they were running business was not in the image of the United States. That tells you a lot right there. They're making billions of dollars off of these players' merchandise, and the players a player can't sign an autograph or get a free tattoo by signing an autograph. It's BS, and this is the outcome of it right here, the Wild Wild West.
Yep, the Wild Wild West, and we see it playing out in front of our eyes. All right, Face said NCAA figuring out how to cancel themselves real time is company gold.
They're already canceled.
Yes,
I give them 5 more years, Face.
Oh, okay.
5
more years. Y'all heard it here. All right, USC take down the LSU Tigers 27-20. If you bet on USC like I did, +5. Yes, sir. Smart man. They come out and beat LSU. Brian Kelly was not happy. He was not happy. He said his quarterback, First, he blamed himself. I give him credit. He blamed himself. Then he said, my quarterback did not come to play. He got outplayed by Moss Miller. All right.
No, he didn't.
That's what he said. He got outplayed. So, Flower, you say you disagree with coach's comments about his quarterback. No.
Look. This is the one thing people have said about Brian Kelly. I seen it a long time ago, and it's just becoming more apparent as long as he stays at LSU. He doesn't take blame for anything. It's always somebody else's fault with Brian Kelly. Is the quarterback I got play. I thought Newsheimer had a great game.
Yeah, he did.
But 10 penalties for over 100 yards. That's a reflection of you, Brian Kelly.
Yep.
You don't know how to control your damn team. You know, I'm seeing the LSU players, you know, all this shit. All that. Look, play the damn game. One thing I'll say about Lincoln Riley and USC, those guys are well coached, new defensive coordinator. They believed in the program. They believed in the plan. They held a talented LSU team to 20 points. So hats off to them. And the Moss kid from USC played a great game. But at the end of the day, USC was more composed. They were better coached. I'm quite sure LSU wish they could have got Lincoln Riley instead of Brian Kelly. They had opportunities a few years ago. They almost pulled it off, but they didn't. Brian Kelly, I give him a year and a half. He's not going to be in LSU because LSU is not going to put up with that because you see him soft slamming the desk like he just so upset. That shit is worse than his fake accent that he put on when he first came down.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, Brian Kelly. You should have stayed in South Bend, but it's all right because you're down here with the big boys. The expansion didn't help. Texas, Oklahoma, and everybody else in the SEC would do nothing else but expose Brian Kelly's inaccuracies down in Baton Rouge because he doesn't have control of that program, doesn't have control of his players. And unless I give him about a year or two before he had to pack up and jump ship.
All right, so you agree with that statement? You place the blame on Brian Kelly?
So I ain't never been a Brian Kelly fan. First of all, you know, like I told you earlier, he took Michigan off their schedule. Notre Dame, Michigan been playing for years, man. That's a rival. You cannot not play that game. And he, when he was winning some games, he played us, and then we started beating him. He took us off the schedule because that means, at those universities, if you don't win those rivalry games, they start talking crazy. And so he took us off the schedule. It might be more than just that, but fool's gold. There's something about Brian Kelly and LSU that just don't go together. You fire Coach O for Coach L. He lose on the opening day more than any coach I've ever seen. I didn't like him throwing his quarterback under the bus. I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
The fake, like you said, the fake acting of frustration, like he's preparing to be let go. But you can't hide who you are. Before I go any further, I got a kid that I mentored, number 17, Carlos Nicholson. He's from Pedro, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Woody Marsh came from Mississippi State to go to USC, and so I was happy to see them get the win. And then the PJ Woodland kid, everybody knows PJ Woodland. He's from Oak Grove. Uber athletic. So I was really watching the game to see both of those guys, do their thing. But I'm not a fan of Brian Kelly. He's just like a handful of coaches that I know, and I'm gonna throw my coach in there. He's like, when you hear guru and expert, they always, they can't win the big game. So it's Brian Kelly, Ryan Day, Kyle Shanahan. I would throw. Who else could go in there? Bill O'Brien and Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is the one that stand out very much to me because everybody wants Lane Kiffin every year, and he wants everybody, but he ain't won shit. You hear me? He ain't done nothing. And
that's one more name in there. One more name.
Riley
Keegan.
Yep, him and Lincoln Riley. Throw Lincoln Riley in there too. Just big names who everybody expect them to be great, but how many championships they got collectively? I threw my coach in there because he's the same way. He's a guru. They ain't done nothing. So gurus supposed to be experts. They supposed to win and win.
Because look at Ole Miss right now. Everybody hyped about them because they hung 76 on Furman.
Can I speak on that?
Yeah, you can.
Look, Ole Miss is great offensively. Now, for the first month, they're not going to play anybody. So you're going to see them put up 60. They're supposed to put up 76 against Furman. You know what that lets me know? They're a good team because good teams take care of business like that, okay?
I agree.
So next month, when they got to play Texas and Georgia, now we get to see who you really are. See, like I said, don't pay Ole Miss no mind for the rest of this month because they're not playing anybody. I'm telling you that now.
Take the over.
And Flowers went to Ole Miss.
Yep.
For a little bit.
So no. All right. Georgia versus Clemson, right? They beat Clemson 34-3. There was a few people talking about Dabo Sweeney. They're like, I don't know, y'all saw I think it was Rodney White. Was it Rodney White?
Yeah, Rodney White.
The receiver. Wide receiver came out. He said you had too many basically white guys on Clemson, they ain't gonna cut it. That's basically what he said. Right. And so then people was knocking Dabo for not using a transfer portal. So RC, you big on the transfer portal and talking about it. So you think that what really hurt Dabo was not actually using a tool to improve his team?
I think he's traditionalist, so he want to build his team like yesteryear. That's why Nick got out of it. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to go through, I'm having to, pay to play. They don't want to do that. Now, illegally, they've been doing it for years, but you didn't have every player on the team thinking that, they're one of the best on the team. So Dabo's trying to buck the trend, and it's killing his program. I think the remark made by Roddy White was stupid because the team you were playing against had three really good skill players that was tearing your ass up, and they was white. I text Flowers about this because we talked about the NCAA game where the skill players are Caucasian brothers, and that's evolving. I watch college football they tell you, I don't watch college football outside of Michigan as much. Now that I start watching, everybody has skilled white guys that can play. So, but Georgia have really good skilled white guys who get drafted, and so, but that shouldn't have mattered. It's the difference in the program is one is a operating as a NFL program. The other one's operating as a 1999, early 2000 program. And college football is not there. Clemson, not too long ago, was one of the powerhouses.
Right.
They just like Florida State in a sense, y'all. They got to play Georgia first. So they look good for the first quarter and a half, and then it's like the first half they look good. This game was close, and they're like holding on to the rope, hold on, and then rope start burning their hand, pulling the skin off of it, and then they start getting their ass kicked. But it was a better game in the first half than it was second half. Depth took them out the game. They couldn't hold up with them guys.
All right. To me, for Georgia, I wasn't that impressed by Carson Beck. I know everybody talking about he's the one of the Heisman runners, front runners, and everything. I just wasn't impressed by his performance in that game. But Georgia, it was a tug of war in that situation. But Georgia they overpowered them at the end. They outlasted them and started making better plays and big plays more than them. Flowers, how you feel about Georgia?
Loaded. What more can I say? Look, the Mississippi kids, they go to Georgia. I rep and support them. The running back, was it Branson? I hope he gets more touches. I hope he can figure that out. But Georgia, man, if I'm anybody, I am not scheduling to play Georgia early. No. Clemson, Dabo is not a bad coach. First and foremost, let me say that. I think people get misconstrued with his coaching and with his players. Now, his player development and who he brings in the program, that's his fault. That's his doing because, like RC said, he wants to be old school still. I don't think he has to just drown, the program with players from the portal. But obviously, you need help on offense. Clemson is always, for the past 10 years, has been, well, we can go back 20 years. They've always had pretty good defensive skill. But now they need to dabble in it. For the transfer portal, they need to dabble, get some offensive players, man, to help out. Because I'm looking at what Jay Kelly said. He called me too, Kelly. We were talking about that Saturday. We just needed depth. The tight end get us like 25 yards, and you were speaking about Beck, man. And I was watching the game, and depth is wide open on shallow crosses and stuff. He's not throwing it to him, and me and Jay Kelly just pissed because that player that messed up our ticket.
But that's the fun part of player prop. I remember watching Baker Mayfield, so I'm throwing in my side to this day, but I don't like him. If I see him, we're gonna have a problem. Bashard White needed a half of a yard. It's like a half of a yard. He just needed this. And he usually he give him something out the backfield. He didn't look his way. It's like he knew. And I was just talking to Baker. He could hear me through my TV, man. I'm like, bro, just throw him the damn ball. But that stuff hurts, man. Cuts you deep.
It does. So, I wasn't impressed by Beck. A lot of people, like him, but, maybe I need to see more from him.
I don't think he's a quarterback in college.
So, would y'all agree with this about Georgia quarterbacks and Alabama cornerbacks? First of all, the copy and pasting that Kirby did with, copying Alabama and making Georgia into Alabama 2.0 it's diabolical. I'm talking about master done. I mean, it's Alabama all over again. But here's the issue. When I look at Carson Beck and Stetson Bennett and all the guys that come before, they all look just alike. He looks like a bigger version of Stetson Bennett. He's going to win. He's going to make the right decision. He's going to do what he's doing. But Stetson Bennett is the backup. He might be third string to Matthew Stafford. So if you are a national champion winning quarterback, but in the NFL you relegated to being the third string quarterback, that tells me all I need to know about where you come from. Is AJ McCarron? Is what's the guy that's on TV now? McElroy, I think is his name. All them guys look the same.
Oh yeah,
but they're not world beaters. But Carson Beck is throwing to. I'm talking about. They got a white running back. This joker is no joke. I'm talking about brother got him dead in the sights. Lowered his shoulder, stiff arm, laid him down. Then got over there and said, "Give me my money." That wasn't funny when he was on the sideline and looked at the camera and said, "Give me my money." I said, "Yeah, he the truth, man. We living in a different time, bro."
All right. You're right. So, man, it was a good week in college football. A lot of people lost some money because of the game. Do y'all want to hear the AP poll, top 25? Well, we'll do the top 10.
Do top 10.
All right. Number 1 is Georgia. Number 2, Ohio State. I see. I know that kind of broke your feathers a little bit, huh? Number 3, Texas. Texas did put on the show. What about Archie Manning? I mean, yeah, Archie Manning. Not Archie. Arch. Yeah, man. Yeah. The kid got some swag more than all the Mannings, right?
Yeah.
He did a little dance.
Eli got some swagger to him.
Yeah, he do. That's true. Alabama number 4, Notre Dame number 5, Ole Miss number 6, Oregon number 7, Penn State number 8, Missouri number 9, and Michigan number 10.
I'm cool with his numbers.
Y'all fine with that? What do you say, Flowers?
When this week, Ben, they got to play Texas.
Yeah, this gonna tell everybody what they need to know about both of those teams. You know, seeing Texas the way they play. If I'm Texas, I'm worried because I feel like, to me, coming into that game, everybody's picking Texas. I'm gonna pick Texas. I gotta see Michigan beat Texas before I say Michigan's gonna get better, because Texas, you're loaded. Come on, let me see what you got. But you better keep your head on the swivel, or we're gonna see Arch.
Question. Where is the game at the Big House?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, let me say this real quick.
Afternoon kickoff.
Colorado State ran the ball well against Texas. Okay,
we're gonna be able to run.
Texas, y'all better be aware. That's all I'm gonna say. And they go up and they sleep, because Colorado State couldn't cover Texas. That's apparent. Michigan can. Michigan going. So if Texas
Michigan defense pretty much won the game for them against Fresno State, because the offense couldn't do anything, and then they finally woke up. But I think the thing about this game, which I like, is I like to see where we at. I think you should schedule games like this more earlier, so you can see where you at. Playing Furman does nothing. Go ahead and get those games out the way so you can see where you at.
This is why it's great now. You gotta play some.
It was like Ole Miss was just playing pitch and catch. It wasn't a football game. So it was like, what's the point?
You know something that I noticed about college football different than the NFL by not having the preseason. Okay, you don't have to play Furman, but Furman needs you to play them because you're helping them financially. But I think it's good to schedule, like, you can go get you a Furman in the same fashion of New Mexico State and Hawaii and people like that, because those programs are struggling too in college football. I noticed how, all those programs like UTEP, they need the same thing, and so, man, I think it's good to kind of go against some competition so you can see what you got. If Michigan don't struggle with Fresno and play Texas, and they look like they did against Fresno, they said they had to play Texas first. Oh, then you're talking about me like in Florida State. So they were smart by playing Fresno, did play Texas, to kind of see what you're at, and now you know what to work on. Because Fresno's been known to be good. What did he say about
Faye said only problem with scheduling them early, FSU just lost their viewership for the entire season.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law is a Florida State fan. He's not.
But I say this about college football that I like this year different enough. They are doing a really good job of tapping into the old school. Did y'all hear what did he say?
He said he loved you. He said RC have a new camera set up looking high definition.
You talking about that dark? I was in that dungeon. I was in the basement, man.
We had to put him away, Randy. We had to put him away. He was talking nonsense.
I like they tapping into. Remember, I think it's the old ESPN theme song. They playing it on ABC, the SEC, ABC. They playing the old, and I think NBC gonna tap into that old school theme song that they had. So it's a good mixture of the old and new. It sounds really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's a clip of UCS players copying the LSU team that won national championship. I got the video right here. Thought it was pretty funny. They said
that's
them
very,
boys doing too much.
yeah, that's tasteless there, man. Like, yeah, it's your first game, bro. That's
You're trolling the team that won the championship because
Right. That team, y'all will play that team, that will blew y'all out.
they would
So
have
what
beat the
y'all
dog.
team.
They would have beat the Trojan out of you.
doing?
And then you still
man.
got to play Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon. Good luck, Penn
Right.
State.
Don't celebrate too fast now.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't celebrate too fast. Jay Kelly said, what's your thoughts on Cam Ward from Miami? Go you, Flowers. What's your thoughts on Cam Ward?
Special, man. Special. Look, Cam Ward been in Houston. He was Washington State last year?
Yeah.
Put up numbers. He put up numbers in Houston, put up numbers in Washington State. He goes down to Miami. Look, I give Mario Cristobal the credit and the offensive staff. They put the ball in Cam Ward's hands, told him, look, you go be you, do your thing. He meshes well with Miami's talent, man. That Miami looked really, really good this past weekend, man. Cam Ward looked exceptionally well, like he'd been there for a few years.
What's your thoughts, RC?
Man, I really feel like, to me, Cam Ward did with DJ. Cam Ward's agent or advisor did a great job of saying, hey, this is where you need to go. Because when you're picking a team to go to kids who decide to get in the transfer portal, pick somewhere where they're going to cater to you. Cam is what, 23, 24 years old. He's an older kid, so he's going to reap the benefits. He's going to look like Jaden Daniels. He's going to look like Michael Penix Jr. He's ready to go. He's a pro playing college football. And so at times when you watch him play, he's so calm and scary. Like even when a guy's coming right to him and he's kind of like, and then he takes the hit and gets up and looks around. Even their running back is a kid that came out of the transfer portal who they paid a lot of money for to get. So I think Miami mastered and did a good job, at getting players in that fit their organization or their style of play, and basically maintaining players that were there the previous year where Florida State didn't. And so I'm impressed with Cam. He trains with Shador in the offseason. You can tell they both play very poised, under control, and they look like pros. I love them guys get picked in the first round, both of them.
Yes, we will see.
His arm angles was fucking. His arm angles were spectacular. Excuse my language.
I mean,
yeah, well, sidearm. Sometime on the sidearm, man. I was like, but I was like, okay, no, you get it there, I guess.
He can throw it anyway.
Because he had a nice sidearm to the end zone. It was pretty on point.
Baseball.
Right. All right, man. We're gonna do our college football players of the week. RC, who did you have?
I had Cam Ward. It was easy. I don't know if anybody else had Cam Ward, but I had Cam Ward, man.
I think everybody had Cam Ward, RC, but here's his highlight.
Everybody had it?
I showed no second name.
Oh, okay. Well, I could have
hold up. What's going on here?
You usually send it back and say, hey, somebody got that person, but you didn't respond, so I thought it was good.
You were the first person that got him because I always
everybody said about you. All right, all right, sorry, RC. They said the foul is invalid for some reason.
Okay.
Let me show Flowers. Who you have, Flowers?
I had the wide out from Arizona, McMillan.
All right, let's see what this foul play. Okay, here's play.
Fafita looking for T-Mac across the middle. T-Mac, give him another 6. 40 yards out. Oh, man.
300.
All right.
So those of you who play college football 25, all that crying about how college football, we're going to take him. That kid didn't get touched. They didn't even know how to touch him. And then he set a record. And he had almost, 400 yards receiving?
300 yards. Yep.
So, come on, man. Come on, bro.
And
that was impressive.
It really was. I was like, it was 2 or 3 of them plays that nobody just couldn't get a hand on. I'm like, how fast is he? He can't be that fast. they can't even touch the man. All right, my player of the week is Jackson Dart, of course, man. 418 yards.
That's a perfect name.
4 touchdowns. How many touchdowns he had? 5 touchdowns, bro. So I had He like, dang, he putting on a clinic.
6 touchdowns, Ben.
Right.
He got the perfect.
He's already thrown for 3 touchdowns and 299 yards. Steps up, uncorks another deep ball, and it's caught. Trey Harris.
Like shooting fish in a barrel, bro. It was just that easy. Pitch and catch all night.
He has the perfect name. He has the perfect name for a quarterback, man.
Yes. Dark. Don't.
Yeah, he had an impressive scramble to the end zone, man. I like, okay, he got a little speed on him too. I see why they call him Dart. He dart right out that pocket into the end zone. That's for sure.
But you know the equalizer to all that passing in the NFL that figured it out, the whole college figured out, is edge rushers. They got the whole position that they have invented, the edge rusher in the motorcycle stands. I like mine in the motorcycle stands. That mean I ain't got far to get to you now. Especially like if I got a Leonard Floyd or you know, Quiddy Pay or one of my favorite guys right now. I like watching. He don't get the respect that he deserves, but Joey Bosa in the motorcycle stand is nerve wracking. He's the problem. Not Nick, Joey. Joey in the motorcycle stand is a problem. He sit down, and I just think college football don't have many. I don't see him. I don't know. Watching
you should name TJ Watt.
Yeah, but TJ Watt in college wasn't in the motorcycle stand. I think he was a linebacker. He was playing linebacker.
He was, but he did a little bit of both in college.
He did a little bit, but he was at Wisconsin. I watched him. He wasn't what he is now. He emerged because
I back and forth with the 2-point stance and the 3-point stance. They both got they perks to them.
This is what trips me out when they get in the 3-point stance. You said, or 2-point stance?
2-point is the motorcycle. 2-point stance.
Okay, not the motorcycle. When they get down 3-point, they looking at the football. Now they're not even looking at nothing, and they just fly off the ball. I'm like, that's Bosa. That's Bosa looking at the football. Like, dude, you ain't worried about nothing else. You zone out. So yeah, it's impressive. That's what they need in college football. Because that guy, he was back there all day chilling.
Randy, he asked a question. He said, not sure y'all talking NFL, but Caleb Williams as a captain with the Bears, did they try and suck up to the kid?
No.
No, he earned it.
I mean, can you say he earned something when he hadn't played anything? You can't.
Because not just going to just give him the captain just because. You got to earn it.
He's an older guy. Think about it.
I know, but you say he earned. He hadn't played anything.
He earned. Think about it. When Peyton Manning came to the Colts, I can't look it up right now to see, but I guarantee you he was the captain. I guarantee you Andrew Luck was the captain. I guarantee you Drew Brees coming into wherever he was coming. No, he wasn't because he's backup. But those who get handed the keys to the car, they drive.
I don't believe Aaron Rodgers was the captain.
No, he was sitting on the bench. But I bet you an amount of money, rookies coming in the league who are taking the number 1 overall pick, they're going to get the keys.
No, I might do some research on that. I think that's a good research topic.
If you don't get it, that tells me something about you. You're not ready.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. He's the number 1.
So quarterbacks. So do y'all think quarterbacks should automatically get the C on their on their shirt?
They don't. But they don't. That's what I'm telling you. They don't automatically get it. It's earned.
Yeah, you can earn it through more than just your action, than your play on the field, man. You can earn it through how you carry yourself, how you
pick up trash.
I'm just saying, if the case, why all quarterbacks don't have a C patch? They don't. You got to earn it.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at all the quarterbacks. I really pay attention to C patches. I always thought quarterbacks, you did quarterback, you already got the lead of the team. You should already be commanding.
If you're number 1 pick, you're gonna get that out the gate. I think I don't know if Jaden Daniels is a captain, but I'm sure. I guarantee.
Yeah, y'all don't think Bo Nix is a captain?
No, he had a number 1 pick overall. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, you talking about number 1 picks? Okay.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence.
He shouldn't have. Sunshine shouldn't have nothing right now.
Yeah, y'all gotta get off Sunshine. Sunshine will be like that.
All right, man. Let's go. Our last division, AFC North. You already know the drill. Flowers. Who do you have? Who's winning and what's the records?
Ravens. I'm tempted to go with somebody else, but I can't. It's too much questioning with the Bengals, even though I think they're going to be pretty good. They need to figure out the Jamar Chase stuff, and Joe has to stay healthy. I actually think Pittsburgh will be pretty good too, but I think Baltimore. I think it's still their division. I'm gonna give Baltimore 11 wins.
Okay. All right. Go through the rest of them.
Second place, Steelers.
Okay.
Steelers,
What's their record?
Man, they're gonna find a way to win 10 games. Unfortunately, man, look, every time I picked against the Steelers the last 2 years, man, thinking that maybe it's time for Tomlin to kind of scale back a little bit. But if you honestly think about it, all Mike Tomlin needs Russell Wilson to do is just manage. That's it. Just needs him to manage. If they don't get beat up defensively, if the Steelers are healthy, they will be scratching on the playoff door this year.
I agree.
All right. Who else you have?
All right. For my last two, you can put both the no, I'm not gonna do that. Put the Bengals at 9-8, and put the Browns. But before I say this about the Browns have a lot of talent. Okay, that don't mean nothing if you can't depend on Deshaun Watson. All right.
Right.
Put the Browns at 7-10, just because Deshaun Watson. They look and they have hired an offensive staff to cater to Deshaun Watson. I don't think it's gonna matter. I just think whatever he had, the magic he had in Houston is gone, is lost, and it's his own fault. Yep. You can't take 2 years off and think you can just come back and be at the top of your game. He lost whatever he had gained, within those past 2 years, and he's been in Cleveland. Was his third year in Cleveland now?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, hell, I said last year, if not now, when? I'm not saying that this year. Show me. But until then, I got you 7-10.
Man, where he was doing in Houston was really paying off for him.
I wonder what it
now.
was.
Hey, they took the elixir. They took the magic potion away from him. Now he's just ordinary guy.
Man, don't touch. Hey, look, don't let no one touch him like that.
I said lotion.
Massage the football, clean out his ass. Hey, I was trying to look out for Deshaun, but I was following Deshaun, and Deshaun took pictures every day in his cars. He's in love with the lifestyle, man. That's a weirdo shit. I mean, dude, you are rich. We know it. You taking the picture inside your car.
What's that C word?
I mean, it's weird, bro.
What's that C word, RC? I want to see if you can guess it. He's become complacent.
Yeah, that's it.
He's complacent. He's got his money. He's set. He's cool. He's chilling. Right here. He don't care.
He so-called beat the Chargers.
I'm a free man.
Great lawyer. All right, see, man. Let's hear from you.
Okay. Until somebody dethroned them, Baltimore Ravens gonna win this division at 13-4. One of them, the Steelers the only one that can beat them in the division for some reason. So one of those 4 losses will come from the Steelers. I just look at their additions. With Derrick Henry, Josh Jones, Nate Wiggins, TJ Tampa, whoever the hell it is, who they got listed. But they lost a lot of players who. The player that they lost that I feel like they're gonna miss is Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen was a very key part to what they do. I think they're gonna miss him, but other than that, they will roll because it's familiarity with each other. They're just like 49ers and others, Eagles. They just know how to win games. They know how to win. Next, I got the Cincinnati Bengals at 9-8. Reason being is, I don't know if the Bengals in a weird spot. You lose your best rusher, but you got a guy behind him, Brown, who's really good, but he's not Joe Mixon. You got T. Higgins disgruntled. You got Jamar Chase disgruntled. Jamar's gonna get paid. T may not get paid. Then defensively, they don't have much to desire. Like they have one of my favorite defensive ends, Henderson is his name. Henderson, what's his name?
Trey Henderson.
That guy, when you see a man with no gloves on, get down.
Beware.
Like, He plays football. When he left the Saints, I feel like the Saints let that one get out the building. That's a good player, but they go 9-8, no more than 10 wins, but I don't put him at 9-8. Coming in third place, I got the Cleveland Browns 11-6. I believe in Cleveland. Cleveland, what they do, travel. Now I don't think that Deshaun will finish the season. I think Jameis Winston or Tyler Huntley will be playing quarterback. I like the addition of Jerry Jeudy. I think change of scenery is going to help him. Jordan Hicks. They didn't need much. They're bullies, and if you don't play a certain style of football, you're gonna get bullied by them. So I got them at 11-6, no lower than 8 wins, but they should get 11 wins. And Pittsburgh, so 10-7. Mike Tomlin, you go another season without a losing record. In this league, you need a quarterback, and you have two. You have a Russell Wilson and a Russell Wilson 1.0, because the guy behind him is a younger version, but it's not a developed version. I've never seen a guy hold the football longer than Justin Fields. It makes me wonder what the hell he's looking at. He hold on to it like it's my football and nobody's gonna get it but me. You gotta throw the ball at some time, kid. The game is still played from the pocket, and he struggles. Russell has PTSD from all the licks he's taking and all the babies he's making. I just ride my head to throw that bar in there. But I just feel like to me, on the back nine, it's just like no different than any other quarterback, Aaron Rodgers included. When they get to this stage, they're going to be injury prone. They're going to be a shell of themselves. They're not going to be a rebirth or reborn of Russell Wilson. This is it. I love him, but it's your third team in X amount of years. I think this is where the road stops for Russ, and they got him at 10 wins, no more than 8. But I don't like any of the additions that they have, y'all. I just feel like they just didn't move. They're going to, Patrick Queen, but other than that, we know they're going to play defense. What are you going to do on offense outside of Pickens?
Right. For me, I have Baltimore at my phone closed. I have Baltimore at 12-5. I mean, we already know what Baltimore can do with the addition of Derrick Henry. I think that he can lighten the load for Lamar and make things a lot better, because we saw in Baltimore how their running backs was never healthy. It was always a rotation, but they still got Justice Hill to help out Derrick Henry. He's a scat back. And what's the other kid who came on last year? He kind of like a scat back too, though.
Yeah, he was a good. I'm gonna look him up. He was good.
Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell. That's another guy who's really, really good, man. So he should be a good compliment to Derrick Henry. He should be Tajah Spears, basically, to Derrick Henry.
He's going to take his job. He's fast.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell, he's really good. We already know what that defense do, so no need to talk about them. They get after the ball. They create turnovers. I have the Bengals at 10-7. I mean, can they score? Yeah, the Bengals can still put points. I don't know about can the defense stop anybody, but I know the Bengals can still score. We saw them put up points without Jamar Chase in the season, and they didn't seem like they're missing a beat. The only thing I have a question now is about, can Chase Brown really tote the ball? Who's the other running back? Zach Moss?
Moss, I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zach Moss. So Zach Moss from Indianapolis, right? He was there last year. Yeah. So Zach Moss from Indianapolis. Now he's with the Bengals, and him and Chase Brown. I don't know if I like that backfield that much, but
I like Chase Brown.
We're gonna see. I like Chase Brown. He showed some explosiveness. Catching the ball.
I was thinking about picking him up in fantasy. I still might do it if ain't nobody got it.
Yeah, him and Jalen Warren kind of similar.
Yeah. He's a little more. I think he's got a little more explosion to him than Jalen do.
Yeah, most definitely. I have the Steelers at 8-9. I think it's time for.
Okay.
I think it's time. I think it's time to stop. This streak. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting anywhere. You haven't been anywhere in a couple years. You've been teasing these fans with T. Wright would say, purgatory. You're in purgatory because you're stuck in a place. You're not going up. You're not going down. So this is the time that we see this franchise starting to slowly drift back. And I don't know if Mike Tomlin, how long he going. I know didn't he sign a new contract last year? Or was the year before that? So I don't know how many more years Steelers fans gonna put up with this being mediocre. Who cares? You have a winning record. You're not doing anything with it.
Can I say something real quick about Mike Tomlin and Raheem Morris?
Yeah,
they got futures, and they got a bright future in being preachers. Because, man, when I listen to him talk, man, it's just like I can listen to Raheem Morris and Mike Tomlin, and I could be like mid. And that just make me want to get up and they got a preacher and motivational speaking, preaching something. Because when you get through listening to them, they make you think they got two of the best teams in the National Football League, and they don't. Okay? Raheem got me thinking Atlanta going to the NFC Championship game. The way he talking, I got some guys, and they're going to prove it. You just got to watch it. Then you get Tomlin with all these short words that cut you deep. Like, it's like he just sits there and he looks at you, and I'm looking at the blinds, he's like, those blinds are white, but they're white for a reason. You're going to find out. You're like, they're going to go on at some point. It's like, them guys, they are leader of men, but guess what? They're not going to bring their asses nowhere. We know the Pittsburgh Steelers are not going to the Super Bowl, and the Atlanta Falcons, if they get there, they're going to lose. So my thing is, I believe in both guys, but at some point you got to win. And it's Pittsburgh.
Right.
You're not a freaking Jacksonville, Mike Tomlin. You're in Pittsburgh, who probably had 3 coaches their entire existence. But,
right, and that's why he's still hanging on, because he hadn't win the season. Still, hardly ever fired their coaches, but he's not being terrible at his job. He's just doing what he needs to get by.
His 15 years of winning seasons, straight years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what's that turn into?
I know they give you new gear. But when you watch Mike Tomlin, his gear never changed. It's the same look in the black Steelers shirt, hat. You know, I'm like, the dude
Let me say something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got to protect coaches in this instance. Because if Mike Tomlin's not there, what are the Steelers? So let's not do that, okay?
But they regressing though. They not improving. So eventually the bottom gonna fall out. If you're not,
I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say, RC.
Go ahead.
We cannot blame Mike Tomlin for what the general manager is drafting. That's all I'm saying. He can only coach what he has.
I don't believe that.
The organization.
Would you rather be as a Colts fan?
Because
every year you rather get up every year knowing you're gonna go 8-9. You cool with that?
Who me?
I'm saying as a Colts fan, you knew that your coach could produce nothing but 8 wins every year. You cool with that?
I mean, no, but in Tomlin's case, he's winning 10 games. So,
but this is my thing with Tomlin. Okay, it's kind of like McCarthy. We give McCarthy hell. They have the same resume.
True.
Identical. So John Gruden had the same resume. It's just Tomlin is a great man. You know, he ain't an asshole like John Gruden, and he ain't a cornball like my boy in Dallas. I just feel like, to me, I love him, man, but I'm harsh on the coach because I understand, like Jim Harbaugh before he won a national championship, I wouldn't mess with him. You just a big name. My coach in San Francisco is in the same boat, because all you do is you can get your teams there, but you can't win. Tomlin ain't going nowhere, dog. Like, he ain't going nowhere.
I agree with you, but where I come in is with him, Shanahan, and a few other names. Like a key word, a few. Who are the Steelers going to bring in to replace him?
There's somebody, bro. Listen,
man. You can always get replaced.
I didn't think nobody was going to replace Jim Harbaugh in San Francisco. I said, hey, it's going to be tough. What he did will be tough to follow.
All I'm saying is you can bring anybody in to replace him, but once Tomlin leaves and the Steelers go through a time of mediocrity, they'll appreciate him more.
But let me ask you this. So the guy in Minnesota who has less of everything, McDonald. No, I think it's McDonald. Is it McDonald's his name? No, it's
yeah. I'm talking about Minnesota.
O'Connell.
Yeah, Dan O'Connor. Yeah,
he's a great coach. I think Stefanski's a good coach. I think Zach Taylor's a good coach. I think that McVay's a better coach than Shanahan. I think the Packers coach is a better LaFleur is a better coach than Shanahan. These guys have been coaching so long, they're stubborn. Like Shanahan is in the middle somewhere. But Tomlin and McCarthy, those guys been in the league so long, man. They see it a certain way. Now Tomlin's a little bit more, I think, evolved in. He's a player's coach. So my issue with Tomlin is not what he's got going on. It's just something's not resonating. Something's not. He had a chance with AB now, but it just Ben was the problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ben was just getting older, and it just wasn't meshing with the young. Like they needed to be drafting a quarterback to replace Ben.
Yes.
Well,
they didn't do it.
From that whole AB and Le'Veon situation, they just weren't being disciplined enough. You know what I'm saying? But we see Andy Reid with the Eagles all them years and him having a good teams. Then they let him go because he just wouldn't get him over the hump. And that's how I feel like with Tomlin. Like, what's the point of we paying you for just
give Mike Tomlin and Patrick Mahomes and we can have a conversation?
Because
Andy Reid had the Eagles. The Eagles were winning.
That's what I'm getting to. Because me and RC had this conversation last week about Donovan McNabb.
Mm-hmm.
And I expressed my feelings about Donovan McNabb. And I told RC last week, Andy Reid should have won 2-3 Super Bowls in Philly.
But especially with the defense.
Donovan McNabb was good, but in big moments, he was terrible. So we supposed to blame that on Andy Reid? Andy Reid got the stick for the got the boot for
a lot of things that
went on. Going through right now.
So do you believe that? Because I look at Kyle Shanahan differently then, because he ain't had none of that. He's taking guys that didn't nobody want but him, and it's went far. So I'm gonna take Shanahan out of that conversation because he's actually done more than Tomlin. Tomlin, outside of that, those 2 Super Bowls he went to, he should have 2 trophies. Other than that, you notice it's the same thing. The Steelers are going to be really good on defense and really bland on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think about Pittsburgh Steelers, you think about the run game. You think about no defense, run game, tight end. It just don't look like that. And now I think, man, that's my only thing. Don't listen to me, but at some point, the fan base is going to get tired of that, man. They want to.
But the whole thing with him and Russell Wilson then trading for Justin Fields for insurance. You know what I'm saying? So it tells me like, hey,
it's like a Cowboy. It's the equivalent of the Cowboy
Band-Aid over this thing right now.
But y'all acting like Mike Tomlin made these trades.
But look, he signed off.
Say so. He has a say so on certain things.
It's the same. It's the equivalent of the Cowboys going to get Trey Lance to put behind Dak Prescott. They're the same people. Like Dak is a better quarterback, but they make poor decisions, right? So why would you want to have 2 really bad decision makers in one locker room? So,
I don't disagree with y'all, but look what he had prior.
I get it. I get it, man.
So I was scratching my head because you can see Kenny Pickett just like, oh, this all we have to draft. Like,
but is that Mike? That's not Mike Tomlin's fault.
I feel like they talk to them things. I think they talk about quarterback.
You've only had 3 coaches in your entire existence. I think it's 3. It could be more.
Yeah, it's 3. You're right.
I think that the way he speaks in the he's a man, dog. He's a man. So I'm sure he's going in that room and having some say so. But I just think they should be the ones with Kirk Cousins. Can you imagine Pittsburgh with Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
They should be the ones who go after. That's all they missing.
Okay, you made a light bulb go off in my head. Okay, Mike Tomlin is an advantage. Okay, because now it's an offensive league. For Mike Tomlin to be successful, he needs somebody like Kyle Shanahan that's running offense.
Yep,
he needs somebody, but at the same time, once you get someone like that, you lose them. As quick as you get them, you're going to lose them as quick. So Mike Tomlin will forever be at a disadvantage unless he has an all-world quarterback.
I think that's a lot of us. I feel like that's a lot of people. I just think they made if he didn't make the decision, whoever making the decision are making him look bad, because bringing Russell Wilson to Pittsburgh and bringing Justin Fields right behind him, and it just didn't make any sense, bro. It's like you draft Kobe, you bring Kobe Bryant, you bring an older Kobe Bryant, you bring an old Michael Jordan from the Wizards back out of retirement to play with Kobe Bryant. It don't make sense. It makes no sense. It's the same player. To me, I feel like in some ways they feel like this guy he's the Jesus coach of football. Like he can revive people. Like I'm gonna put him with a guy who talks like he talks. They talk the same talk, him and Russ. But here's the conversation that ain't gonna be had. Down said, "What?" On my back, looking up to the sky because you ain't got no damn offensive line. I don't care how motivational you are and how great you are at rallying the troops. If you ain't got them 5 guys in the front that know how to block, your behind are gonna be on the ground, man, looking up at God.
Watch this. Now, I agree with everything y'all said, but watch what I'm about to say. This lets you know this was a GM-based decision. It's not costing them anything to have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. So they're thinking about the cap. That's GM move right there. Because if you want to win, like you say, go get Kirk Cousins. Go, trade up in the draft. Do something other than trying to salvage a position. They're paying. I don't think they've been paying $5 million, for that whole QB position this year. Denver's on the hook for $37 million. They only got paid Russ like $1 million, and Justin Fields they're not paying him that much either.
He ain't paying nothing.
It's a cap move more, than a realistic quarterback move.
Well, we're gonna see this season, that's for sure. Man, NFL, like we said, starts Thursday. So guess what we get to do today? We get to pick some games. Just two. It's too early to pick Sunday's games.
Never too early.
And hey, if y'all down, we can do it. But you know what I'm saying? I kind of want to.
I'm good with it.
You for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let somebody dash. I mean, God forbid anything happen to anybody. It ain't gonna change nothing.
We kind of look. Gatwood gonna have Gatwood and T-Roy gonna send that picks in Saturday. Yeah. So I say let's. I'll be honest. I feel a lot more comfortable picking on Thursday than the day.
That's
what
right.
Dude, say that. This is my thing. I don't think that has an effect on anything, because if you really think about it, it's one or two players they sit and they got to go out and play.
But sometimes you think about stuff longer. You like, oh yeah, I can see that.
It's week one. You know who's healthy.
Be a lot of toss up.
Now, once you go further in the season, when people get hurt and last minute, this person not playing. Yeah, I don't mind picking late then, but like right now,
we can run it.
I'm never gonna pick against the 49ers ever. Like, I don't give a damn with the 49ers. I'll take that L in my loss column if they become bad one day. I'm never not picking against the 49ers. So you can almost pencil that in. I don't give a damn if they playing against.
Come on, RC. You an analyst now. You an analyst now.
I mean, that's what it is. The Colts are decent. I'm not picking against them.
I'm not picking against them. Like,
you always tell me to put my analyst hat on.
How many losses did you get in a year? You can go ahead and pencil it in and put a choice.
But that one loss, that one pick that I pick up for the Saints may cause me to lose my number one position, or might.
So when the last time somebody went 0-16, 0-17, 0-16, it ain't happening. So I'm gonna get something.
I'm saying, if I'm trying to win game picks, if I'm trying to be as accurate as possible and win number one spot, then I'm gonna pick your business.
Well, like 2 years out, and Jeff Saturday was coach. Hell, I started picking against them. But like I said, if they're competitive,
you gotta be real though. You gotta be real with your team. You gotta think about the team.
That's what I'm saying. My team is competitive enough. I feel the need. I feel like they can win every week. So why pick against them?
Yeah, if the Saints is playing against the freaking Lions, then I'm like, I don't know if we can win that game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right, y'all want to run the schedule? We can run the schedule real quick. Let me pull it up so I can have it in front of me, so I don't have to flip back and forth to my phone. We'll start off with the Ravens and the Chiefs. RC, who you have in this game?
Oh, that's gonna be. Listen, I'm never picking against Patrick Mahomes. I got the utmost respect for him after what he's done to me in 2 Super Bowls. So I'm going Chiefs. I don't give a damn if they playing in the old Baltimore Stadium. The Chiefs all day long.
What about you, Flowers?
Same here. I learned my lesson picking against Pat, man. I mean, I can see Baltimore winning the game, but I feel like Kansas City will come out there. They're trying to prove something, so I think they'll win.
I'm going with Baltimore on this one. The Chiefs do struggle against the run, so I think the Ravens gonna come out, try to control the clock, try to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. And as y'all remember, the Chiefs did lose their opener against Detroit last year. So it's a possibility that the Chiefs can lose week 1. And I think Baltimore, they hungry, man. I think they want this. They want it because they got put out by the Chiefs, man. They got a lot more to prove and a lot more to show. And we get Mark Andrews back. We didn't have Mark Andrews against the Chiefs last year.
Did.
So what you say?
He played. He came back.
Well, yeah, he was like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't a true Mark Andrews. He wasn't 100% Mark Andrews. So I'm taking Baltimore on this one. A lot of people taking the Chiefs, man, because it's the Chiefs, Super Bowl reigning champs, right?
Yeah, Baltimore's they can be motivated.
I want to say something about Baltimore. Like, offensively, I do want. Like, I'm not saying they're not gonna figure it out, but they did lose 3 offensive starting linemen. I don't think you in the first game of the year they're gonna have that, solved. You got to block Chris Jones and that front 7. I think
that's why I think they're gonna
complicated than with.
I think that's why they're gonna. I think you'll see a new wrinkle too with Baltimore, especially with the addition of Derrick Henry. So I think it's gonna be a little bit something different.
You keep on trying to make America believe that Derrick Henry is gonna wake up again. Yeah. Do you not believe that Derrick Henry's in the same boat with Russell Wilson? Mm-mm. It's time, baby. Father time is undefeated.
Derrick ran behind, but Derrick ran behind an awful Tennessee line.
Man. Spears ran behind that same offensive line.
It wasn't that bad.
Spears is a scat bad. They were also throwing him the football too, so he had more than one.
You will never see another running back. You will never see another running back that damn big in the National Football League. He's the one-on-one.
Swift Reynolds. Tell me one good time the Titans had a great offensive line in Derrick Henry's duration in Tennessee.
Tannehill actually, I think it was like the second year of Tannehill. They actually how they used him with the running scheme. Cause Tannehill can run, so it did help out the O-line a lot. How they use Tannehill. So
keep it moving.
I mean, they been in the middle of pack a lot of years, but
the line is what you're saying. So Tannehill had to run around to help the offensive line, is what you're saying.
And that's what Lamar do. Lamar help out the offensive line a lot.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but like in the AFC Championship last year, what happened when they got down 14-0?
I mean, that's what they're there for. That's what there's a lot of things happening in that game, but that's what Derrick Henry's for. To help take off some of their pressure, to take on some of their workload, so Lamar won't have to do everything like that.
If this was 3-4 years ago, I have a different feeling.
Yep, I'll be scared to death if it was 3-4 years ago.
I am taking Baltimore. Nick, shout out to you. Nick, right out. Shout out to you. He's a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Nick, shout out to you, but y'all gonna lose. Go ahead.
All right. Packers versus the Eagles. I know RC eating this one up. Yes. Who do you have, man?
Man, this is a tough game. It's a tough game because everybody gonna jump on the Eagles because they got all the nice new shiny toys.
Yep.
I think the Green Bay gonna come out there and they gonna find James Bradbury. They done moved James Bradbury.
He's out.
He go?
He's injured. First 4 weeks. He out. First 4 weeks. Nuh-uh.
Damn, I wish he was there. But James Bradbury so that means they done replaced James Bradbury with a rookie. All I know is they got everything you need on the offensive side to win. But on the defensive side, they still gonna have to figure some things out. Losing the Fletcher Cox is gonna hurt you. I think Hassan Reddick not being there, that's gonna hurt you because Reddick was a thorn in everybody's side and he possibly could be. He's gonna be hard to replace. Jordan Love is gonna be in the MVP race. I'm going with the Packers. Damn the Eagles, ladies and gentlemen. Damn the Eagles.
You're going Pack.
Go
All right,
Pack,
Flowers.
go.
Oh yeah.
I'm with RC on this, man. I'm going with the Packers. I think it's too easy to go with the Eagles. Offensive coordinator, brand new. They got to figure it out. No Jason Kelsey. So the offensive line calls will be. I think Jalen Hurts is trying to take an initiative to be more assertive in calling blocking schemes and everything else with the offense and all of them a little more. We'll see how that goes. I just think the Eagles are too top heavy in some positions as far as they're top heavy on offense. They got a lot of offensive talent, but the defense is going to be the question, man. The Packers, they always have a great offensive line, so they'll hold up well. You got to worry about the Packers getting to that second level and beyond, man, attacking them. So I think Jordan Love will have a good game. And if they can't get to Jordan Love, it's going to be a long game. Secondary, I understand they got Isaiah Rodgers. He was suspended for a year. So we'll see how he's coming back. But other than that, I just think the Packers will ease them out 27-23.
Ain't the Eagles on a 5-game losing streak?
Something like that. Yep.
And that's why it's going to end in Brazil. God, Jalen Hurts love Brazil, and I'm taking wherever Jalen Hurts love.
Hey, I think we all would love Brazil. We go to Brazil, we love what we see over there. We love it.
I'm taking the Eagles, man. Like you said, they're on a 5-game losing streak, so it ends in Brazil. This team bring in Barkley. Ooh, yeah, they bring in Barkley, Saquon. So they're gonna run the ball. They're gonna get back to, of course, what they do best. And Jalen Hurts gonna have a bounce back year. And he's not going to look like a deer in headlights. I feel like the Eagles, they on the trending up. They brought in players to help out the defense, which they knew that was a big problem. Bradbury is not there, so we got to watch him miss tackles. So Darius Slay, he's the vet, so I expect him to step it up and show these young guys how to do it. Devin White, of course, he going to come out and play. So they still got a lot of variance on the defense side of the ball. And I think it's going to be a close game for sure, but I'm taking the Eagles on this one. And Dotson. How can I forget about Dotson? They bring in Dotson. So
that don't move me now.
I was just picking it. I was just picking it. Who would say that? Dan. That puts a sway the needle. Dotson puts a sway the needle.
It made the leader limp, if anything.
Right. All right, the Buffalo Bills is -6.5 versus the Cardinals. Klaus, who you have?
Is it in Arizona?
I believe it's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo.
Yes, it's in Buffalo.
I go with the Cardinals. Give me the Bills. But I do think that 6-point spread is a little high. If it's me, I'm probably going Bills. I mean, Cardinals plus 8.5. For you bettors out there.
Yeah.
Yes, go up. It's definitely gonna come down to a touchdown.
Yeah.
RC, who you have?
Man, the Cardinals are up and coming, but you gotta up before you come. If that makes sense. They gotta get back up off the ground. I think Buffalo is gonna play with a lot of excitement, and it's gonna be free. It's gonna be by Josh not having a diva in his room. He's going to play a little bit more freely. They're not going to miss Stephon Diggs. They're going to run the football this year a lot more. They're just going to play a lot different, man. He's going to look more like Mahomes than he would look like Josh Allen, where he got a bunch of guys around him. And it's kind of like Jordan Love in Green Bay. He don't have a number one. He have a bunch of people who do their job exceptionally well. So I'm going with the Bills.
I'm going to change my pick. Give me the Cardinals.
Okay, Klaus.
Give me the Cardinals.
I am also going to Bills, y'all. RC hit some points. I mean, they coming off. They look like, to me, I feel like the Bills going to try to spread the ball out, trying to get other players involved besides just throwing it to Diggs 100 times a season. So they're going to try to get the ball spread out and use Jane Cook more, in my opinion. All right, the Falcons. Pittsburgh versus the Falcons. Where is it? The Falcons are a 3.5-point favorite. RC, who you have?
Man, this is tough. Raheem Morris again. You said the Falcons versus who now?
Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, boy.
I
Listen,
told you week 1 is tough, man. Week 1 is tough.
can you put a microphone in each locker room and listen to what they're gonna tell their teams when they go out? They got to kill each other because the way they're gonna motivate their teams to go out there to play. You know, they mirror images of each other. Found out that they're really good friends. Raheem was mentored by Tom, and so. But if I had to just pick today, I think Atlanta could shock the hell out of them. But because Atlanta has a lot of good talent, so I hate picking against the Steelers, but I'm going Atlanta because I think Raheem has a little bit more pep in his step. His guys with Bates and them boys over there on defense, and then Kirk Cousins, he gotta have a lot to prove. We want to keep old boy on that bench, and if he comes out slow, that means we're going to see Penix earlier and earlier. So I'm going with the Falcons in this game to shock the Steelers.
All right, Flowers, who you have?
Give me the Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons because I feel like they have about that much more motivation because Arthur Smith is offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, and Bijan Robinson and company will feel the need to prove Arthur Smith wrong. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons also. I feel like they have a lot of offensive firepower, and we should see an emergence of Robinson. So I think that's the key is Robinson. Can they get him going early? If they can, it's over for Steelers. And the defense not bad. Let's not kill ourselves. The Falcons defense is not bad. They have a good secondary. What they added?
Judon, Bates.
Bates.
Simmons.
They added Justin Simmons in the back end. So they got some guys on that team. I was about to say Predators. Well, no, that sounds too much like Deshaun, though. All right. What's next? Tennessee at Chicago. The odds are Chicago are 4-point favorite. Flowers.
Chicago, and I'll take them. You know, I might would consider taking the 4. I would bump that down to about 2.5. But give me Chicago.
You, RC?
Oh man, this is tough because
it's your boy Caleb Williams.
Huh?
It's your boy Caleb Williams.
It's tough because Tennessee gonna blitz the shit out of this kid, man. Like they blitzed all preseason long, and Tennessee does this to me every year. Like when I pick against Tennessee, they win the game. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee, this week because I think Tennessee will come out and Caleb, they will be in game plan for him. And so he will get the one thing I saw, the one knock on Caleb in college was he didn't deal with pressure well. So, after taking a few hits, I watched Notre Dame rattle his shit. He was extremely frustrated. So, and I know Tennessee going to blitz. So I'm going to go with Tennessee in a close, tight game. Tennessee Titans.
You're on mute, sir.
Oh, my bad. I want to see can Tennessee get to Caleb Williams because I feel like they're gonna run the ball a lot with DeAndre Swift and Herbert. So I don't even know they're gonna be able to get to them because Tennessee defense they okay, but they missing a lot of pieces too. And I don't know if Will Levis can lead that offense with Tony Pollard, Tajah Spears, Hawkins.
I think Hopkins is hurt.
Yeah, Hawkins. Oh, he's hurt. Okay. So I'm not believing in Tennessee right now. So I'm taking the Bears. All right. New England at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a 7.5-point favorite.
Yeah, I think we all know where we're going with this.
Who are you going with, Flowers?
Give me Cincy and give me the points this week. Now, I won't take the 7.5. I'll bump it down a point to 6.5. Cincy ought to win by a touchdown.
Everybody agree with Cincy?
They're gonna beat the dogs out of the Patriots. You know how the Patriot head, head is turning towards that way. He gonna turn around a little bit away. They're gonna wear him out.
when you say your number, when you say your first round draft pick is not the starting quarterback, Jacoby Brissett is, then you say he's not even the second. Well, he's the second best quarterback on the team. So yeah, you have a problem.
Bill Belichick.
You draft him to play. You draft him to play. All right. Houston. Oh, in Indianapolis. The Texans are the favorite at 2.5. Flowers.
What does that tell
Texans
you?
are upset alert.
Yep.
That's right.
No,
No, I'm going with the Colts, man. Look, let me say this before, first and foremost. Me and RC we've had this discussion. The Colts are 0-9-1 in the last 10 years. Damn it, it's time to win. Okay, I'm tired of for the past 10 years me looking at week one. We lose 9 years and we tied of 1 year with Deshaun Watson when he was in Houston. CJ Stroud's been talking. I've waited. I've been waiting for this.
He been dancing. He been flexing on guys.
He been talking about this and that. CJ, you better get your ass in the mouth Sunday. Even if y'all do win, you're gonna have a long season of getting everybody's best. But I really do think it's time for Ant and JT to really show the AFC South who running the shit. Give me the Colts.
All right, Flower, ask you this: did y'all fish our back end?
Back in. I think everybody's worried about that. I think everybody in general is worried about the back end. Let me tell you something that cures that. First and foremost, but a lot of those guys you seen play last year, they were babies. A lot of those guys be coming their second year. I'm not too worried about it. Look, we got who we got out there. I'm confident in those guys. Our front seven is going to make a lot of damn noise this year. They'll help that back end.
All right. RC, who you have?
So in this matchup, but the coach, he told me that. I was like, that's amazing. Because that means Andrew Luck lost a lot of games, Okay, because I know Peyton was losing their ass. So when I look at this game, the key is going to be Anthony Richardson because I know what CJ Stroud is going to do. Anthony Richardson, can you stay in the game and then also play within yourself? If you don't give Houston anything, they won't beat you.
Mm-hmm.
If you turn that ball over, they're going to get beat. I'm going with the Colts because I feel like it's in Indianapolis and it's a rivalry game. It's going to be a slobber knocker. I feel like, to me personally, I got to go with that side. I think Houston, to me, is riding in on this high horse. They ain't going to sneak up on anybody. So I'm going to go with the Colts. I think you got to get off that damn streak at some point, and it's going to be this week.
I think on road the Colts also. We saw the Colts almost beat them last year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
AR.
Orphan one. We haven't forgotten.
One play. Well, hey, if you didn't Minshew didn't throw it behind him, that would definitely.
You know what Minshew new nickname is? Shit shoot. Go ahead, carry on.
So I'm taking Colts and AR. I feel like they know the blueprint. They know how to get things done. And the Texans, they feeling themselves. Stephon Diggs still can't stop talking. Oh my word, he's still talking about himself pretty much. And it's just too much going on in that locker room, especially with them. They got a lot of personality with Joe Mixon, Tank Dell. They got a lot of personalities now.
One football.
So yeah, we're gonna see if they can mesh well. Especially if you know how easy Diggs get jealous. If Nico and Collins get more targets, or Tank Dell getting all the love and doing his dance with CJ, there's gonna be some problems.
Many times we're gonna see him walk over there to CJ with his arm on his shoulder trying to talk to him. Hey.
Right. Hey, I'm open, you know. So it's Tank Dell. I'm throwing the Tank Dell. That's my boy.
Nico, don't forget about Dalton. Don't forget now.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz, man. So I'm taking the Colts on this one too. All right. A lot of people probably scratching their head like, what? Texans, they going to the Super Bowl. Y'all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jacksonville in Miami. Miami is 3.5-point favorite, which is kind of weird. RC, who you have?
All right. Why is that weird?
The Jaguars are not that good. I mean, they struggle against basic teams. And now you don't make me believe in Trevor. He's just going to pass all over Miami.
I just wanted to hear you say that.
Oh.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. You should win this game. Should win this game going away. But you know how I am about my Jaguars and Lions.
Oh my god.
I believe in them. But not this week, Sunshine. They might hang a 50 burger on y'all ass. Because this is the thing about Dolphins early in the season, ladies and gentlemen. Early in the season, the Dolphins look like the greatest show on turf. It's gonna be warm, ain't no rain, ain't nothing going on. They're gonna put on the show. So I'm going with the Dolphins.
It might rain down in Miami.
A-Chan's back.
Mm-hmm.
That boy can go.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
Okay. Fowler, you have.
I go to Jaguars.
Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. That's what I got.
They number one. I'm taking the Dolphins too. No need of explaining that. All right. Carolina and New Orleans. New Orleans is a 4-point favorite. As y'all can see it, I got all my Saints gear on. I knew we were going to talk some NFL side week 1, so I had to put my stuff on. We're going to see if RC Boy can change our offense.
Huh? I thought that was a New Orleans voodoo because you keep going down. I can't see it.
No.
My bad. I see it.
We Super Bowl champs. We New Orleans Super Bowl champs. That's what we are. But we're going to see RC can his boy change our offense, get Alvin Kamara more involved. I'm very hyped about our defense. Not so hyped about Derek Carr.
Lost 8.
Yes, he has. He locked in. I don't know how many. I think he only had like 2 sacks or something like that.
A sack or 2 last year.
Yeah, it was terrible. But he was good in the run game. I mean, that was
no doubt. No doubt.
But the only thing I have a question on is Derek Carr. Of course, it's against the Panthers, so we can get an average Derek Carr, below average Derek Carr, and I think we can still win. So the defense, I already know what they can do. They don't come out and be all over Bryce Young. So I'm taking the Saints on this one. What about you, Flowers?
I'm going to take the Saints, but beware. Carolina's going to be better than you think this year. Now, they might not be good early, but I can see them towards the end of the year being, starting to figure out some things. I'm going to take the Saints this week. Don't let them let me down.
RC, you rolling with us too?
Man, tell you something, there's no way in hell. Every time I take a short quarterback, man, a midget type quarterback, I never do well with it. This dude here, I saw this dude was like this first day of training camp looked like the first day of school. His back sack was big as he was. I'm going with the Saints, brother. I'm going with the Saints. Thanks, you better not, you dirty. You better not play with me.
I'm telling you.
Put no money on the Saints,
You
y'all.
said you better not play with me. Right, I'm betting on the Saints this week.
Because I'm scared.
I'm betting on
them too, but I'm scared.
I'm taking the 4
right here.
It's in New Orleans now. So
good.
It's in New Orleans. I'm taking the 4.
They got to make you watch the whole game. Make you watch the whole game.
You ain't not watching the whole game.
This guy will come down to a nail biter as usual.
Man.
All right, Minnesota in New York Giants. The Giants. Whoa, okay. Minnesota is a 1-point favorite. RC, who you have?
So I think the Giants, ladies and gentlemen, is my sneak pick of the NFC East. I done backtracked on my belief in the Giants. I'm gonna tell you why. Look at the Giants on the defensive side of the ball. They're gonna play ball. Offensively, I think they better too. They're not your Parcells Giants, but they're gonna be better than the Vikings in this game. It's gonna be a defensive battle, and I think that it's gonna come down to Donald and Jones who gonna make the first mistake. And I think Donald will try. If you watch Sam Donald play quarterback, he runs around and then he makes the mistake. I think Daniel Jones is gonna have a better game. I'm picking the Giants.
So Sam Donald was quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you picked the Giants. That's all you need here. If somebody tell me Sam Donald starting for another team, I'm always gonna choose the other team.
We ain't got Kyle Shanahan with him. I'm kind of worried about it.
Flowers, who you have?
Give me the Vikings.
Oh, you count on that defense, Flowers? Still you count on?
Oh, the Vikings defensively have gotten better. Flores, he'll be fine defensively. I just think O'Connell, whatever the coach's name is.
O'Connell.
He's a better offensive mind than Brian Dabo. Brian Dabo will be calling plays this year, from my
I can't stand
understanding.
that guy.
I just think offensively, well, honestly, team wise, I don't disagree with you, RC. But like I said about the Giants earlier when we were doing our predictions with the NFC East, they have a great defense, but it's not going to help when the offense is going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Doesn't help, So I just think that Minnesota, that they're a little more better equipped offensively, and they'll squeeze it out.
The only thing I can say Minnesota have better. Well, they have two things better: the wide receiver core and the running back situation. But I do like, offensive line. But I do like the Giants receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got 4 good guys: Slayton, Neighbors, what's the other kid's name? Hyatt,
yeah.
and I think it was Rodgers.
Robinson is really good. Wydell Robinson is pretty good.
Robinson. So they have a talented receiving core. It just all depends. I don't need to see no pick six on the Giants 5. I do not need to see that from Daniel Jones, guys. If they want to win this game, we cannot have any pick sixes from Daniel Jones or fumbles.
Picked off by the Vikings.
How many times you got sacked versus the what team was that?
Oh gosh. Like
what team was that? Yeah.
Preseason, bro.
No, that wasn't preseason, that was regular season. He got sacked by 7 or 8 times. I forgot who that was.
Who was it? It was, I can't remember who it was.
It was an NFC team.
Was it Washington? No.
I don't know who it was. It might have been. No, it wasn't Minnesota. It may have been Minnesota. It wasn't Minnesota.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember they got sacked. Yeah, I remember that.
It was a Sunday night game. I want to say it was a Sunday night or Monday night. It was terrible. It was so bad. I think he got pulled.
Man, stop bringing that old stuff. Let's go.
He says they ain't one the league better at finding ways to lose a game than Daniel Jones asking for science. Nope. He need to be studied. His brain need to be studied for sure. All right, let's go and get through this. The Raiders in saying it's the Chargers. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite. Flowers.
Raiders. Everybody's on the hard train. It's too early. Got a lot to figure out, man. I think this is the game. The Raiders, they come in and steal it.
Oh, RC. This is a tough one. Who you have?
Hey, who started for the Raiders? Shishu?
Mm-hmm.
Give me. You think I'm going to get Jim Harbaugh? You got me like messed up in your head, in your mind, in your soul, in your spirit. Jim Harbaugh has done this process over and over and over. He has talent. You still got Khalil Mack, Jordan Bosa, Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr. He added in a few of my guys from the University of Michigan. I think Jerry Rice's son's still over there. All you got to do, Justin Herbert, okay? Just don't turn the ball over. Don't give the Raiders life. Because you, in that first half, he going to look like Ryan Fitzpatrick. He going to be riding that, dicing them up, dying them up, and then he going to turn the ball over 2 times and we going home. So, Chargers.
Who was the quarterback for the Raiders when they beat the Chiefs? Was it O'Donnell?
Aiden O'Donnell. Mm-hmm.
Who's the quarterback now?
They ran the ball to beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
They don't have Josh Jacobs, so they're using a Zero White. And
that's who they did it with, was with Zero White.
A Zero White.
He can play.
That's who they did it with.
Not this week, though.
It's in LA. Who's
Raiders more? That might be favoring the Raiders.
See, that's one I'm kind of leaning towards the Raiders because they have built up momentum, and they were playing really well at the end of the season. So I think I'm leaning towards the Raiders too.
50 last year.
I think I'll go with the Raiders too. The Chargers, they too depleted on offense. I don't know how they're gonna score. With Justin Herbert being injured too with his foot, is he even mobile?
Think they're fine. It's not that I don't believe in the Harbaugh theory. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I just think that they're behind the 8 ball for the moment. That's all.
They hurt. You can't have Justin Herbert playing against a team like the Raiders that DNs they get after it like that.
No wideouts. That's gonna
No
be that.
wideout. Like, are you? Oh, do the Raiders corners feel threatened by Johnston? That is, we don't know what's the white kid name from Georgia?
And McConkey.
Yeah, like we don't know what he can do yet. And Rice, I mean, he just having his father's name right now, so we don't know if he can carve his own path.
Listen, man, let me tell you something. I like AP Antonio Pierce. He's another one of them guys, man. He loved the Raiders. He's a real Raider fan, so that's the problem. But you said Gardner Minshew. You telling me you're already looking to the next year's draft. You want Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. You already looking down the future. Because ain't no way in hell Shit Shoe is your starting quarterback, and you gonna beat teams in the National Football League. He good when he good, but he bad when he bad. And I think he gonna be bad Sunday because you know why? He gonna be pressing and trying to force it to who? Devontae Adams. And I'm rolling over there.
I would take him forcing Devontae Adams and throwing to a whole bunch of no names that you don't know.
Listen, can I ask you something? What is it about? Why do we look at Patrick Mahomes with these receivers who have no names and he's able to excel? I think Buffalo and San Diego Chargers are trying to say, hey, look, it's not about the no name, it's about the system. Let's see if this guy can hit the open guy.
First, you gotta have a Patrick Mahomes. That's the first step, RC. You gotta have a Patrick Mahomes to able to do that. You gotta have a Peyton Manning and Drew Brees to do
Josh
that.
Allen,
and they don't have that.
You gotta have an Andy Reid. Okay, because if you take Patrick Mahomes and stick him in Buffalo, he's not gonna look the same. I really believe in my heart that teams are gonna stop. See, you notice how all these teams in the NFC paying all these receivers all this big money. Why the teams in the AFC ain't rushing to do it? Because you know why? They've seen we can win a Super Bowl. It's another way to win a Super Bowl. You don't have to put all your money into this one receiver. I truly believe that you can win a Super Bowl playing that style. It's more efficient. Who is one? Name a team. Name a team outside of the Chiefs who had a receiver making over $30-40 million a year that's won a Super Bowl.
I mean, they had Hill. They had Hill.
That when they had Tyreek was about 25 plus million.
Yeah,
that's it.
They paying Kelsey too, though. If you have a great tight end, sometimes you don't have to have
a great receiver, dog. The Niners got two of them thinking.
No, come on, no.
See, because nobody can do what Patrick is doing.
Let me ask you this. So when you look at, let's use San Francisco. Them guys, be honest, guys. None of them guys were world beaters or world beaters outside of that system. I don't think you stick Dabo Samuels. You know what people gonna do with Dabo Samuels? Send him to Dallas, send him to. They're gonna try to use him like Kyle Shanahan, but it's often imitated, never duplicated. You cannot duplicate what Kyle do because you're not him. Brandon Ayuk did not want to go to Cleveland because he didn't want to be a true X by himself, trying to catch all those passes. I truly believe in my heart that Buffalo and San Diego saying, hey, we're going to try to win with guys, they're developing guys. Tyreek was developed, dude.
Not everybody can do that, though. Not everybody.
Let me say this real quick. You have a fight with Buffalo because Josh Allen has been places. Justin Herbert, with all the talent that he's had with him and the talent he has amongst himself as far as throwing the ball, he's
no offensive line, brother.
It's the offensive line is better. It's better than you think. He got 2 bookend tackles. I think the center retired that he had, Lindsey, that was in Green Bay. He was pretty.
He didn't have that problem a couple years ago, though.
Right, but still, with the talent that Justin Herbert has been made out to be, he should have been to the playoffs. He should have won a playoff game by now. He should be leading more than. I got a better example. Him and Tua. Okay, because people are gonna tell me Justin Herbert's better than Tua, but hell, Tua has been better.
But listen, Brandon Staley he's on a 49er. He's a 49er now. Nobody sees him. I don't know what the hell he is. He must be like
he's the defense
in the box.
He locked away. He's an analyst. He's a consultant. What I'm trying to tell you is, I hear everything you're saying. Justin Herbert, this is a make or break year with you. One thing I know about Jim Harbaugh, if it don't look right this year, it won't look wrong next year. He out of there. He gonna figure out a way. We got to trade him. I don't feel like in my heart though, like I just feel like Buffalo, they're gonna try it. Now whether they're gonna succeed at it, I don't know, but I think they're gonna try to play it, spread the ball around.
It's just rare that teams can build like the Chiefs. You gotta have a great generational quarterback to do that. Not every quarterback can just dink and dunk with no names. You know what I'm saying?
So what kind of offense do the Chiefs run? The West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So go look at Brett Favre Packers. Tell me when dink and dunking and he was developing receivers, they all got better. They became household names. Aaron Rodgers come right behind the same system, developing receivers. They all became household names. Steve Young, Joe Montana, Brock Purdy. You talk about Brock Purdy.
You naming all Hall of Famers though. You know what I'm saying? Like all
in a freaking Hall of Fame system, they all run the same system. The West Coast. But let me say this.
But not all quarterbacks.
Everybody can't run the system though, CB.
Yeah, everybody can't develop in that.
I get it.
Case.
But John Elway ran the same system, same bland system. Developed. He had Rod Smith was his number one receiver. If you just really look at it, dude, in the West Coast offense, you have the GOAT. But look what he was doing. What you talk about Dabo and you do, all they do is catch the ball and run. Well, that's all Jerry did. He was yak dude. He was yak guy. He was yak GOAT. So my thing is, all I'm saying is somebody's going to emerge in San Diego.
Oh yeah,
okay? But it's going to be because of what
somebody have to.
Yeah, most definitely. But we've seen more teams win Super Bowl that way than having $30 million wide receiver making all the money. And it just I think it's a more efficient way to win a Super Bowl.
I think it's split. Some teams have one.
You gotta have.
The thing is, don't teams were well built. Most of them teams have a good defense.
Yeah.
And so
right. Just like when Jim came in to San Francisco, you cannot compare what Jim had with San Francisco to what he has now.
Well, I'm gonna beg to differ. I'm gonna tell you why. Because on offense, we had a young Michael Crabtree who was injured. Other than that, name another wide receiver that they had. They had a Vernon Davis, but he had just because Art Singletary, he was a PUS. I can't say what he was. He hadn't become what he was going to become. Okay, so you look at all I'm saying is, I got to see week one. Week one going to tell me about what it's going to look like for the rest of the season.
Okay.
Because Greg Roman is running the damn offense, so I need to see what they're doing over there. Because they're finna run the hell out of the football. So he's gonna play action off of a lot of stuff.
All right, let's go ahead and get through these games real quick. Denver in Seattle. Seattle is a 6-point favorite. I don't know why, but they are. Who we have RC?
Seattle. They know I'm picking the Broncos week one. I think Seattle gonna want to prove that they ain't going nowhere. I think Seattle still have pieces, still have players, and McDonald's defense they're gonna be better. They're gonna be good.
What about you, Flowers?
Seattle, man. The roster's better. The defense, McDonald in that defense, they got 3 corners that can cover. They can play man. They can do a lot of things in Seattle right now. The pass rush should be a little better. I just think overall they just got a better roster than Denver. Now 6 points, we might can have a discussion about that, but just overall, give me Seattle straight up.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle too. Broncos roster is not there. They still got time to add more pieces, especially in the receiving core. Cullen Sutton has been a slight disappointment.
Hey,
so
if Denver win this game, look out.
Right, yeah, they do. Because we got a lot of question marks on receiving core on Devontae Adams. Can he stay healthy? So Denver, they in an uphill battle, that's for sure. All right, Dallas and Cleveland. Okay, they got Dallas on the road. Cleveland is a 2.5 favorite. Flowers, who you have?
Cleveland, this is for you. I just think Dallas, man, they're gonna start slow with it. Like this is a game you don't want to play week one. With CeeDee Lamb just coming back. I don't think Dallas has a run game. They're gonna be throwing the ball. I just don't think this is a good spot for Dallas to open up with. I can see them winning, but I feel like Cleveland defense is gonna make a play. And I say that, and then I think the Willis left tackle from Cleveland, he's hurt, so that's giving Dallas the opportunity for Michael Parsons to feast. But I just think I feel like Cleveland is gonna somehow pull this out for some odd reason. So give me Cleveland.
All right, RC, who you have?
I'm going Dallas. I'm gonna tell you why. They're the regular season champs. If they don't do nothing else, they win in the regular season. So I'm going Dallas. It's on the road. It gets a good opponent. We think I have not seen Cleveland put 2 seasons together worth of damn. They'll have one good season, then fall off. You remember Baker had the good year, the next year he fell off. So it's like they put 2 good years back to back, and then I could if they win this game, then I'll start picking them differently. But I'm going with Dallas because they're the Utah Jazz of the regular season. They do well in the regular season.
I'm taking the Cowboys too because I don't know what Sean gonna be, what he gonna be like. Jerome Ford, the starting running back, he's pretty solid, but no Nick Chubb. So I don't see how they're gonna score unless Watson just throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. We're gonna see. But I'm taking the Cowboys. All right, Washington at Tampa. Tampa's a 3-point favorite. RC, who you have?
This is tough. You got
a lot of tough games on here.
Mm-hmm.
You got Tampa Bay is another team. Let's see if they can put back-to-back seasons together. I'm going with Tampa Bay, but I know Commanders are going to be much improved. And Jalen Daniels is going to get his welcome to the NFL moment in this game. Because you know why? We know what Dabo is going to do. He's going to confuse the shit out of this rookie, man. Give me Tampa Bay.
All right, Flowers, who you have?
I'm going to go out on a limb. New offensive coordinator for the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Commanders this week. Like I said, it's week 1. Things like this happen early, man. We got to be careful with these games because it's early. It's going to take a month for majority of these, or not the majority, all these teams to pretty much figure out who they are. It takes about a month. So I'm looking at Tampa Bay, man. They lost a lot on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm looking for Jaden Daniels to somehow come in there and get a steal, man, and get a win.
Flowers, you read my mind. That defense depleted, and that was Tampa was always predicated on was their defense, and they missing a lot of, especially at corners. If Jaden Daniels will throw the football like he did in college, he should be able to get the ball to McLaurin. McLaurin, you know how he get down, and with the addition of Eckler, so they're gonna get some guys in space and try to create mismatches. They brought in Cliff, right, as the OC, so you should see a lot of movement on the O line. On the receivers.
They're gonna space them out.
They're gonna spread them out, run some options and stuff, run some motion. So they're gonna keep the Buccaneers on their heels. So I'm taking the Commanders on this one. All right, another tough game. Rams and Detroit. Detroit is a 3.5 point favorite. Flowers, who you have?
Give me Detroit. I think it's a good close game. I'm giving Detroit the advantage because they're at home. Ford Field's gonna be rocking. I see them take care of business. I see it's like a 31-27 kind of a game.
RC.
You know, I've been
What do you have?
I've been a Lions fan before everybody jumped on the bandwagon. I pulled it from the jaws of death. But defeat. I feel like the Lions should win this game. There's no way in hell I'm picking the Rams week 1. Because I want to see
not the rival.
If the Rams prove me wrong this first week, then I'll start picking them. But show me this whole, because I saw Colin Cowherd said they're going to the Super Bowl. Show me, D. Show me. So I'm going with the Lions.
All right, I'm going with the Lions also. That team, I feel like they got better. They had some key pieces to their defense. So they should be flying around the ball and putting up a lot of points. All right, I have the Jets and the 49ers.
It's gonna
Jets
be a good
go
game,
to San Fran. San Fran is 4-point favorite. RC, who you have?
It's gonna be a tough game. I think 49ers can lose this game. I won't pick against them, but they in trouble because Trent Williams downplayed not being in camp, but you all guys, y'all know got to be in camp. He ain't been in, he be in camp and he don't do shit, but you still around your teammates. All that stuff that was going on in the offseason, kid gets shot. It's a lot going on in San Francisco. It's in the cycle. The Jets are going to be motivated. If Hakeem Reddick was here, I would quietly pick the Jets, not loudly. It would be a soft verbal. You know, it wouldn't be a loud, hard verbal. It would be a soft verbal. But I'm going with the Niners because they're my team. I'm not picking against them, against the Jets. But the Jets are going to be good, man. I just feel like let's see if Aaron Rodgers, if this dance he finna take with Father Time. Because LeBron James is the only one that's been able to complete the cycle. And I think Aaron Rodgers, I'm not wishing no bad health on him or injury, but he's going to get hit a lot in this game and going forward. And I think that offensive line going to get truly tested. And the Niners are going to be physical with them. They know they scheme just as well as we know theirs. So it's like Niners.
All right, Flower. So yeah.
Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets, Jet. And it's not because I think they're a better football team than San Francisco. I'm just going with the circumstances. A lot of tardiness with the 49ers, Trent Williams, Ayuk, McCaffrey, calf injury. So they're going to take this first month to figure out themselves. Ricky Pearsall getting shot. That's a lot.
Ricky!
Man. Oh.
Hang on.
You know,
why you do that?
I know he's at the hospital. He's recuperating, but with RC and the irony of him saying that Ricky got shot in the chest, you know,
crazy
boys in the hood,
yes,
got shot in the chest, you know. But but one was unfortunate and one's fortunate, you know. So let's stop the gun violence. I want to say that first and foremost. We got to do something about the gun violence. But Aaron Rodgers, Salah, the coming home reunion for them. I feel like Aaron Rodgers getting hurt last year, and he's been hearing people say he's washed up, he can't play. That's when he plays his best. The last time he got grief like that, he won an MVP. I'm not saying he's going to win an MVP, but I do think he's locked in and focused. And with him returning home to the Bay and Salah going home to the Bay, I think they can get the team up to play these guys. I'm with you with the Hassan Reddick thing, but you know what? Right. Though, I don't think that hurts the Jets because he hasn't touched the grass with them. He hadn't sweat blood and shed tears with them either. So they don't know who he is. So having him would be extra accessory, but not having him, I don't think it affects them because hell, they never played with him. You know, right. So. I just think with it being early, the Jets will get a steal.
Yep, I agree. I'm taking the Jets on this one. They got a lot to prove. I know Aaron Rodgers, like you said, Aaron Rodgers getting tired of hearing all this talk about him, and I think the Jets are ready to put up. They always felt like there was a quarterback away, and that's why they went and got Aaron Rodgers, and they feel like they can beat the world. Him and Garrett Wilson should be a great connection. When Mike will come back healthier, they say he's gonna play week 1, but we don't know how healthy he's gonna be. But when Mike will finally get fully healthy, that's gonna be another wide receiver addition that he can go pinpoint the highest ball. And you know, Aaron Rodgers, he loved throwing downs like that. We've seen it plenty of time with Devontae Adams. So this Jets team is scary right off the rip, but it's gonna be a juggernaut. I think it'll come down to the last drive, man. Who can get that team in field goal position and keep the game winner. But I'm taking the Jets on this one. I can see it go either way, but I'm riding with the Jets.
Yeah.
All right. That's our game picks off the rip, man. We were planning on doing game picks Friday or Saturday. Just right on me in, but we some G's and we go ahead and knocked it out for y'all. So watch out for our bets. We are brought to you by Bet Us, right? Place your bet through them, win big, win some money. NFL season up on us, college football, WNBA, baseball. So lock the bet on, guys, man. Follow us on Instagram because we do place bets there. I won this week off college. So we're gonna put some stuff out there and give with flowers, and we're gonna make some cards to put on the Instagram page for y'all can tell and place. And I'm thinking about opening up the Discord. I think the more we make more parlays, I think we should open up Discord and broadcast it. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, that's the show. I wanted to touch on Caitlin Clark. Well, we can save it for next week because it's some stuff going on there. It's not cool at all. You know, between like former players, like I say her name Cheryl Swoops, what she did, and now Lisa Leslie come out and said this and that. So we're gonna do. I say it for next week. We're gonna shelve it and we can talk about it. So we'll really get into it. All right, guys, that's the show. Oh, the game starts at Baltimore and the Ravens and the Chiefs, and we do have They Hate Greatness Patrick Mahomes shirt in the merch shop, and we also have Lamar Jackson. Which one y'all gonna ride with? Who y'all taking? Get them in the merch shop. All right, guys, that's the show. See y'all next time. Same time, same channel.
Great show.
We out of here.